Love is not complicated. We make it complicated. We build walls around our hearts, we create expectations nobody can meet, and then we wonder why deep, lasting connection feels so rare. But the truth is, men, just like women, are wired for deep connection. They want to fall in love. They want to feel that magnetic pull towards someone who sees them, who values them, who brings out their best without demanding it. Men fall deeply in love when they meet a woman who knows how to do one simple but extraordinary thing: make him feel safe to be fully himself. This doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean hiding your needs or silencing your voice. It means showing up with realness. It means creating emotional safety, not by fixing everything for him, not by rescuing him, but by letting him know through your actions and your presence that he is accepted, that his vulnerability is not a weakness in your eyes, that his dreams, even the ones he's afraid to say out loud, are honored, not laughed at. Men fall deeply in love when they feel emotionally safe, when they realize they don't have to perform, when they understand that they don't have to be a superhero every second of the day to be loved, when they feel that they are respected, not just for what they do, but for who they are. And that kind of emotional safety starts with you, with your openness, with your curiosity, with your decision to lead with love instead of fear. Love grows strongest when you stop trying to control the outcome and start exploring the person in front of you. Lead with curiosity, not control. Ask questions, not because you want to trap him, but because you want to know him, understand his heart, his fears, his ambitions, without needing to mold them into something that fits your checklist. When real connection happens when you see the person standing in front of you, not the fantasy you wish you could build. Men fall deeply in love when they feel their value is recognized and affirmed, not just with big dramatic words once a year, but in the daily moments when you say, "I see how hard you're trying," or "I admire how you handled that." Real affirmation is not flattery. It's witnessing. It's saying, "I see you, and what I see is worthy." That recognition doesn't just build love, it builds loyalty, respect, devotion, the kind of bond that weathers any storm. But here's something even more important. Men fall for women who stay rooted in their own purpose. Women who are not lost in someone else's life, but who are fully alive in their own. Women who don't make a man their mission, but instead live with passion, with vision, with strength. A woman like that is not a weight a man has to carry. She is a partner who inspires him to rise higher, to be better, to dream bigger. Purpose is magnetic. It lights you up from within. It reminds you that your worth was never tied to being chosen. Your worth was always yours. Give, but don't lose yourself. Love deeply, but never at the cost of abandoning your own soul. Real love is not sacrifice that drains you. It is giving that fills you. When you give from a place of fullness, you become irresistible. Because your love is not a burden, it's a gift. It's not something he owes you for, it's something he wants to honor and protect. Men fall deeply in love when you dare to be real, when you dare to be strong and soft at the same time, when you dare to stay true to yourself, even as you open your heart to him. It's not about tricks, it's not about it's about presence. It's about authenticity. It's about choosing to show up every day, not with perfection, but with honesty, curiosity, warmth, and purpose. That's the secret. That's the this. Be the place where love feels safe, real, and alive. And watch how deeply, how completely the right man falls in love with you. We live in a world that often tells us to hide our hearts. That strength means being stoic, that love means playing games, that connection should be calculated. But real, lasting love isn't born from pretending. It's born from the courage to be vulnerable, to stand there without armor and say, "This is who I am, this is what I feel, this is what I dream about, and yes, this is what I fear." Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the greatest act of strength because it invites connection, it invites someone to see the parts of you that you usually hide and still choose you. When we think about why men fall deeply in love, we imagine it's about looks, charm, the right words, but it isn't. It's about what they feel when they're around you. It's about what they sense beneath the surface. A woman who embraces her vulnerability without fear says to the world, "I'm not perfect, but I am real. I am not flawless, but I am honest." And there's nothing more magnetic than that. You see, most people spend their lives guarding themselves. They put up walls. They hide their disappointments, their hopes, their real desires. And because of that, they may avoid getting hurt, but they also miss out on being fully loved. Men are not looking for someone who never gets scared, who always has the right answer, or who hides behind a mask of confidence. They are drawn at their core to the ones who are willing to show up as they are. They are drawn to the woman who says, here's my heart. I know you could hurt me, but I choose to believe you won't. That's powerful. That's unforgettable. Vulnerability without fear doesn't mean telling every secret, exposing every thought, or sharing pain with no boundaries. It means being honest about your emotions. It means being willing to say, I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm unsure, without shame. Gosh. It means not playing games to protect your pride. It means not pretending to be indifferent when you care deeply. It means choosing openness over strategies, choosing truth over appearances. There is a beauty in letting someone see you without the performance. There is a magic that happens when you stop asking, am I doing this right? And you start asking, am I being real? That shift changes everything. Because when a man feels like he is trusted with your real self, when he feels you're not performing for him, not managing an image for him, but just being with him, that's when he falls, not into a fantasy, not into an ideal, but into you. When you embrace vulnerability without fear, you allow him to be vulnerable too. You create an unspoken permission for him to be human in your presence. Not the version of himself he shows to the world, but the man he is when no one's watching. And that exchange, that sacred meeting of two unguarded souls, is what makes love not just survive, but thrive. The truth is, many people will walk through life loving the idea of you. Few will ever love the real you. Vulnerability is the filter. It reveals who is capable of holding your heart, not just entertaining it. And the men who are ready for real love, the ones who are capable of deep loyalty and intimacy, will not be frightened by your openness. They will be drawn to it. They will cherish it. They will protect it. So the next time you feel the urge to hide, to mask your feelings, to pretend you're unaffected, remember this. The depth of your love, the depth of your connection will never exceed the depth of your vulnerability. To be deeply loved, you must first dare to be deeply seen. We grow up believing we have to be perfect to be loved. We are taught to polish, to edit, to present the best version of ourselves at all times. Somewhere along the way, we confuse being worthy of love with being flawless. But real love, lasting love, isn't about finding someone who checks every box or lives up to an impossible standard. Real love happens when we are authentic, when we dare to be exactly who we are, no more and no less. Perfection is a myth. It's a story we tell ourselves to avoid vulnerability. If I am perfect, we think, no one can reject me. If I have no flaws, no weaknesses, no rough edges, then I will be chosen, celebrated, loved without hesitation. But love doesn't work like that. Love isn't a prize for perfection. It's a response to authenticity. It's what happens when someone looks at you, sees your scars, your dreams, your mess, your magic, and says, I choose you anyway. When you honor authenticity over perfection, you tell the world and yourself that you are enough. You stop living in fear of being found out because you have nothing to hide. You stop auditioning for love, performing for approval, hustling for your worth. You allow your relationships to be built on truth, not illusions. And the truth is far more beautiful than any perfect image you could ever create. Men fall deeply in love when they meet a woman who is comfortable being herself. Not because she's figured it all out, not because she always says the right thing or wears the right clothes or makes the right moves, but because she's real. Because she's honest about where she is in her journey. Because she doesn't pretend to have it all together, and in doing so gives him permission to breathe, to relax, to be human too. Authenticity creates connection, perfection creates distance. Think about it. When someone seems too perfect, too polished, too curated, we admire them maybe, but we don't always feel close to them. It's when people let us see their real selves, their laughter, their awkwardness, their honesty, that we feel truly connected. That's what pulls us in. That's what makes us stay. Choosing authenticity doesn't mean broadcasting every insecurity or oversharing every struggle. It means showing up as you are. It means speaking from the heart instead of from a script. It means being clear about your boundaries, your values, your needs, without trying to manipulate how you are perceived. It's the courage to say, this is me. I hope you like me, but even if you don't, I'm still proud of who I am becoming. There is incredible freedom in dropping the mask. There is incredible beauty in allowing your imperfections to be part of your story instead of something you try to erase. Men don't fall in love with perfect women. They fall in love with women who are alive, who are real, who are vulnerable enough to let themselves be seen and strong enough to know that they are worthy anyway. When you honor authenticity, you attract the right kind of love. The kind that isn't based on conditions or expectations. The kind that isn't fragile, crumbling the moment you show your true self. The kind that sees you, knows you, and chooses you over and over again. Because when someone falls in love with the real you, you never have to fear losing them every time you falter or every time life gets messy. So don't waste your energy chasing perfection. Use your energy to become more of yourself, because the love that lasts, the love that changes lives, is never found in being flawless. It's found in being fearlessly, unapologetically, beautifully real. Love doesn't grow in chaos. It doesn't thrive in fear. It needs something more solid, more nurturing, something we often overlook. It needs emotional safety. Emotional safety is the invisible foundation on which deep love is built. Without it, no matter how much attraction there is, no matter how exciting the connection might feel at first, the relationship will eventually crack. But when two people feel safe with each other, when they trust that they can be themselves without fear of attack or abandonment, love not only grows, it transforms everything it touches. Creating emotional safety isn't about being perfect, and it's not about always agreeing. It's about presence. It's about consistency. It's about showing someone day after day through your words and actions that they are safe to open up, to speak their truth, to reveal their dreams, their doubts, their desires. Emotional safety happens when you make it clear, you don't have to hide around me. You don't have to be afraid of being misunderstood or judged. You are allowed to be fully human in my presence. Many people think love is fueled by excitement, by grand gestures, by passion. But true, lasting love is fueled by something quieter, something deeper. The ability to rest in another person's presence without fear. Men fall deeply in love when they realize they are safe to be themselves with you. When they don't have to constantly perform, impress, or guard their vulnerabilities. When they know that showing you their unpolished parts won't make you run, it will make you stay. Emotional safety isn't something you say once, it's something you show consistently. It's built in small moments. When you listen without interrupting, when you acknowledge his feelings without trying to fix them, when you stay calm even when emotions run high. It's built when you ask questions to understand, not to interrogate. It's built when you respond with compassion instead of criticism, curiosity instead of control. Creating emotional safety also means managing your own emotions responsibly. It means recognizing that your anger, your fear, your insecurities are yours to own, not weapons to throw at someone else. It means being honest without being harsh. It means being strong enough to hold space for another person's humanity without making it about your ego. Emotional safety happens when two people realize they are on the same team, not opponents in a constant battle to be right, to be powerful, to be protected. When a man feels emotionally safe with you, something profound happens. He starts to let down walls he may have spent a lifetime building. He starts to share thoughts he's never dared to say out loud. He starts to dream bigger, trust deeper, love more fully. He feels at home, not because you created a fantasy, but because you created a space where he can be seen, heard, and valued exactly as he is. If you want love that lasts, become the kind of person who creates emotional safety, not just demands it. Show that you can handle the real parts of a person, the messy parts, the unsure parts. Show that love doesn't mean demanding perfection, but offering patience. Show that respect, kindness, and honesty are not negotiable in your world. They are the minimum standard. Love grows best where fear has no voice, where criticism is replaced with encouragement, where silence is filled not with tension, but with peace, where both people know, I can be fully myself here, I can be weak here, I can be brave here, and I will still be loved. So if you want to create something extraordinary, if you want to build a love that is unbreakable, start here. Make it safe, make it sacred, make it real. Because emotional safety isn't just a nice idea, it's the birthplace of everything beautiful between two people who choose to truly see each other. Everyone wants to feel seen, everyone wants to feel like they matter. It's one of the deepest needs we have as human beings, to know that our presence, our efforts, our heart are recognized and appreciated. And men are no different. In a world that often demands they stay strong, silent, and self-reliant, what men crave most in love is not someone who demands more from them, but someone who sees the value of what they already are. Recognizing and affirming a man's value is not about feeding his ego or offering empty praise. It's about acknowledging the real substance of who he is, his character, his courage, his kindness, his efforts, even when they aren't perfect. It's about looking deeper than the surface, seeing the good intentions behind the actions, and letting him know that you notice. And here's something powerful. When you recognize and affirm a man's value, you often help him see parts of himself he couldn't fully see before. You reflect back to him a version of himself that is capable, worthy, and strong. Not because you are creating something that isn't there, but because you are finally putting a light on something that has always been inside him. You awaken the best in him simply by choosing to believe in it. The truth is, men fall deeply in love with women who make them feel like they are enough exactly as they are, while still inspiring them to be even better. It's not about manipulation. It's not about playing a role. It's about creating a relationship where both people feel empowered by the way they are seen, where encouragement replaces criticism, where appreciation replaces expectation, where both hearts feel celebrated, not tolerated. When you take the time to recognize and affirm a man's value, you do more than just make him feel good. You build a foundation of love based on respect and admiration. You create a space where love can flourish, where trust can deepen, where dreams can be shared without fear. And in that space, in that bond, is where the deepest kind of love is born. Relationships are not about possession. They're about discovery. They are not a game of winning and keeping, but a journey of learning and growing. And the truth is, love thrives not where control exists, but where curiosity leads the way. When you approach a man with genuine curiosity instead of control, you invite him to show you who he truly is, rather than forcing him to become who you want him to be. And that makes all the difference. Control comes from fear. Fear of being hurt, fear of being abandoned, fear of not getting what we hope for. It tries to mold people, to shape outcomes, to guarantee safety by managing every move. But love was never meant to be managed. Love is not a machine you program. It's a living, breathing connection that grows stronger through freedom, not force. When you try to control someone, you might get compliance for a little while, but you'll never get their full heart. Control suffocates the very spirit that love is supposed to celebrate. Curiosity, on the other hand, is rooted in trust. Trust that you are strong enough to handle the truth. Trust that you are worthy enough to be loved without manipulation. Trust that people are more beautiful when they are free than when they're forced into a box. When you lead with curiosity, you replace questions like, why isn't he doing what I want, with who is he really and what is important to him? You move from judgment to understanding, from frustration to compassion. When a man feels that you are curious about him, genuinely curious, something shifts. He feels seen, not evaluated. He feels invited, not interrogated. He feels safe enough to share more, reveal more, dream more, and that emotional safety opens the door to intimacy that no amount of control could ever achieve. He will want to share his world with you, not because he has to, but because he feels valued for who he truly is. Leading with curiosity also means being open to surprise. It means not assuming you already know everything about him. It means being willing to learn him over and over again, just as you both grow and evolve. It means allowing space for the mystery of another human being to unfold without rushing to conclusions or making demands. And it means letting go of the belief that your happiness depends on him behaving exactly the way you imagine. True curiosity says, I want to know your thoughts even when they differ from mine. I want to understand your past, even if it's different from my story. I want to explore your dreams, even if they aren't exactly what I expected. It's in that exploration that love becomes rich, deep, and resilient. It's in that freedom that real partnership is born. Control tries to mold someone into the perfect partner. Curiosity honors the person they already are and supports them in becoming even more of who they are meant to be. And when you love someone like that, when you choose wonder over fear, questions over demands, you not only set them free, you set yourself free too. You free yourself from the exhausting burden of trying to manufacture love, and instead you experience the beauty of love that grows naturally. So if you want a love that lasts, love like an explorer, not like an architect. Build your relationship not with blueprints and rigid expectations, but with wide open eyes, open ears, and an open heart. Let curiosity be your guide. Let understanding be your language. Let discovery be your shared adventure. Because the deepest bonds aren't built by controlling another person. They're built by endlessly choosing to explore who they are and falling in love with the journey, not just the destination. One of the most magnetic things you can ever do in love is to stay rooted in your own purpose. There is something undeniably powerful about a person who knows who they are and what they are here to do. Someone who doesn't lose themselves in the tides of every relationship, every emotion, every fear. Staying grounded in your own purpose doesn't mean you don't love deeply. It doesn't mean you aren't vulnerable or open. It simply means that love becomes something you share from a place of fullness, not something you chase to fill an emptiness. When you are deeply connected to your purpose, you bring strength into a relationship. You are not looking for someone to rescue you, complete you, or validate you. You are already whole. And from that place of wholeness, you can choose someone who complements your journey, not someone who defines it. Men fall deeply in love with women who have their own fire, their own dreams, their own direction, because purpose is deeply attractive. It's alive, it's inspiring, it's magnetic. When you lose yourself in a relationship, when you abandon your dreams, your passions, your goals in order to fit someone else's life, you don't create closeness, you create imbalance. Eventually, resentment grows where purpose has been neglected. Eventually, the relationship starts to feel heavy because one or both people have stopped living authentically. But when you stay rooted in who you are, when you keep feeding the parts of you that make you alive, you bring that vitality into the relationship every single day. Purpose gives you a compass. It reminds you who you are when emotions are high, when conflict arises, when doubts creep in. It keeps you steady when the relationship faces challenges because you are not building your entire identity on whether someone stays or leaves. Your identity is deeper, stronger, built on something that no one else can take away. And ironically, that inner stability makes you even more attractive. Because true love is not about dependency, it's about two whole people choosing each other over and over again. Staying rooted in your purpose also gives your partner permission to do the same. It invites him to chase his dreams, to grow, to evolve, without fear that he is somehow abandoning you. It creates a dynamic of mutual respect, mutual encouragement, mutual inspiration. You become a team that lifts each other higher, not a cage that holds each other back. Some people worry that if they focus too much on their own path, they will seem distant or selfish. But the truth is, when you are deeply passionate about your life, you become more generous in love, not less. You bring energy, creativity, compassion into the relationship because you are not depleted. You have something real to give, and it's coming from an overflow, not a need for someone else to complete you. Purpose doesn't mean you don't make compromises. It doesn't mean you don't invest in your relationship. It means you honor both your relationship and yourself. It means you remember that the best relationships are not made of two people staring at each other to find their meaning. They are made of two people facing the same direction, walking side by side, each fueled by a life that has meaning beyond just the relationship. So stay rooted, stay lit from within. Stay committed to becoming the person you were created to be. Let love be something that enhances your life, not something you lose yourself in. Because the right man won't be threatened by your purpose. He will be inspired by it. He will see the fire in your eyes and want to walk alongside you, not dim your light. And that kind of love, built on mutual strength and purpose, is the kind that stands the test of time.